Hello, students. This is Mr. Lee. Today we are going to be, I'm going to be reading a story called Pet Rabbits. I want you to take out your yellow packet that looks like this, that has week 3 at the top, and I want you to follow along with me. So, Pet Rabbits by Martin Cohen. Rabbits are soft and cuddly. They can live in a cage inside or outside. They are easy to feed and clean. You can learn to take care of a rabbit by yourself. A rabbit makes a good pet. You can find rabbits for sale in a big pet store. Some of the rabbits have tall ears. Some have floppy ears. Some of the rabbits have straight fur. Some have curly fur. Rabbits come in different sizes. A mini rabbit stays small. You can hold it in one hand. If a giant rabbit stood up, it would reach to the top of your bed. You need a lot of space for a giant rabbit. An outside rabbit. A pet rabbit can live outside. It will need a big cage made of wood and wire. The cage should not get too hot or too cold. A rabbit needs a lot of straw to make a nest inside the cage. An inside rabbit. What if you don't have a yard? A pet rabbit can live inside. It will need a cage to sleep in. The cage should have a water bottle. Clean the cage and change the water every day. Feeding. Pet rabbits eat special dry rabbit food. You can buy it at the pet store. They also like fresh fruit and vegetables. Apples, cabbage, and carrots are good rabbit food. Cleaning. Sometimes rabbits get dirt stuck in their fur. A rabbit uses its row of teeth like a comb to get clean. You can help too. You can brush your rabbit every day. Going to the vet. You should take your rabbit to the vet. After the vet has weighed the rabbit, she will check its heart. She will ask if the pet has drooled. This might mean it has a bad tooth. Making friends. A rabbit will be shy when you first get it. First, let a rabbit sniff you, then pet it very gently. A rabbit does not need special toys or collars. What a rabbit needs most is a friend like you. All right, so as we know, this week's skill is doing a verbal recall. And like I mentioned in my my work expectations walkthrough of the week, that a verbal recall is just telling you exactly what happened in the story, kind of like a summary of the story. You're not telling every specific detail, like you're not recalling the story back word for word. It's like a summary of the story. Okay, so I'm going to give an example of this story. Okay, so what I remember, if I was you, the student, talking to the mom or dad or grandma and grandpa or older brother and sister, okay, I would say something along the lines of, in this story, Pet Rabbits, I remember that they talk about the different kinds of rabbits, that they're big and small, the different care that you need for rabbits, so that it needs like a cage, it needs some like water and food. They can live like inside and outside, so the different cares between the two. They also talked about the different like foods, the food that it eats. They talk about like more care for your animal, like you should brush it and taking it to the vet and making sure that it's healthy. And then last but not least, that it doesn't need anything super special. It's a rabbit. It doesn't really play a lot with toys. You don't like need a leash for it or anything, or like a collar. It just wants to be best friends with you. Okay, so that's my like verbal recall. As you noticed in that, I went in sequence of events. I tried to structure it so it's in sequence of events. So I told what the first part of the story was, then what happened next, third, fourth, and lastly. As well as I kind of gave an overall, like this whole story was about pet rabbits. Okay, parents, if you're watching this, you can ask your kids about like the main idea of the story, different details that would go along with that main idea. If you forgot about main idea in detail, I have a video that I can link you to. Other than that, Thanks for following along, and I will see you in more videos.